All right, we have breaking news here to start the show. Our senior NBA insider, Shams Charania, joining us now. Shams, what do you have on T-Wolves star Anthony Edwards?
George, sources tell me Anthony Edwards will miss 2 weeks, so about 8 games with a right hamstring strain. And so he underwent an MRI this morning that revealed the injury, and that came just 3 minutes into Sunday's win over Indiana. And Anthony Edwards has been as durable as they come. The most consecutive games he's ever missed is 6 in a row in December 2021. He's missed just 19 games total in the season or in the playoffs since he entered the NBA in 2020. So now just a few games into the season, he's headed to rehab that hamstring for at least 2 weeks.
Wow. All right, well, Shams, thank you so much. We'll certainly keep an eye on what's going on with the Ant-Man. Thanks again. There he is, Shams Charania there dropping news. Speaking of news dropped yesterday afternoon that Luka Doncic was out for the Lakers game in Sacramento. LeBron James was already out dealing with his sciatica injury. The Lakers needed some help in a big way. And Austin Reeves came to the rescue. Late in the third quarter here, Marcus Smart kicks out to Reeves, who drains that three. Reeves showing off the range. Next play, Reeves steals the ball here.
Got defense now.
Coast to coast for the layup. Reeves working on both ends. Early in the fourth, Reeves, step back, drains it.
That looks like a Luka move right there. A step back three.
A few minutes later, Reeves another three. He's red hot, and 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Reeves going to the float game. 51-11-9 for Austin Reeves. He leads the Lakers to a 127-120 victory. Here's Austin.
I texted him, and me and him, our whole relationship was just talking trash back and forth. And towards the end of the conversation, he was like, "I need 60 tonight," and I was like, "Ha ha ha."
Where did he hurt you guys the most? Kind of in that second free throw line. 22 free throws for him. Free throws. Free throws.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying. Like
I know what he's saying.
I get what he's saying, but like he was driving to the basket a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, Reeves has now attempted 37 free throws this season, second most in the NBA, behind only the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So welcome into NBA Today. I'm George Sedano in for Malika Andrews. I'm here with senior writer Ramona Shelburne, the Hall of Famer Mark Spears from Manscaped, and senior writer as well from Manscaped, and the newlywed, David Dennis Jr. They put a ring on. Okay?
There you go.
All right, look, we've got a lot more on Luka and the Lakers in a moment, but let's start here, okay? I don't know what everybody was doing over the weekend. Maybe you were watching football or whatever. You need to see what Victor Wembanyama was doing, okay, this weekend. We got to see this. If you talk to anyone about the NBA this week, they probably mentioned Wemby. Let's take a look back at Wemby's weekend. There's Victor. We start with the Pelicans game. Zion gets packed. Nope.
He didn't even.
Zion, nope. Rejected.
Is he jumping? He just put his hand up.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Now here in the third. Nope. Not happening there. As he blocks Vassell. What a sequence. Later in the third, Wemby on the drive. He misses, gets his own rebound. Slams it down. Let's take another look at that.
Like Harlem Globetrotters play here.
Yeah. In overtime.
Zion
wanted my back.
Can throw that to
Nope.
Canal Street.
Look at this spin move here. Hit him with the spin cycle.
Sorry, Rook.
Yep.
Sorry, Rook.
Wemby finished with 29, 11, and 9 blocks as the Spurs go on to win 120 to 116.
Couldn't get 10? What's going on?
Then on Sunday, back in action against the Nets. Look at this sequence. 2 blocks here. But wait, it's not over yet. They missed the 3. Here he goes. And he's going to pull up just beyond the logo.
Stop it.
Splash.
Like, is Dame Lillard out there?
I threw my phone when this happened.
Oh, I bet.
Legitimately threw my phone across the room.
I mean,
From the logo.
beautiful. Let's go to the fourth quarter.
He pointed to his wrist.
Keldon Johnson finds Wemby for the lob. Wemby finished with 31, 14, and 6 blocks in this game. 118 to 107, Spurs win. Wemby is putting up numbers we've never seen before. It's just that serious, okay? He's the first player in NBA history with at least 100 points, 30 boards, and 10 blocks in their first 3 games of a season since blocks became an official stat in the 73-74 season. All right? It's really hard to explain what it's like to see Victor Wembanyama play in person. And if you haven't had the chance to see him, don't miss it. Mark Spears and I were in Dallas the other night, and all we did was, so we were seated about this far apart. Yeah. The tunnel was separating us for where, like, the hockey tunnel is. And every time he did something, he and I would just look at each other. And it was just like, and one time I think he did like a Fred Sanford thing where he like threw himself back. It was insane. So, David, from what you've seen thus far, how would you describe what you're watching?
It's indescribable, really, which is why somebody like Victor Wembanyama is inventing new ways to play basketball, which is why I think we got to invent new stats for Victor Wembanyama.
Okay.
So I have some new stats I want to present to you for Victor and what he's been doing. The first stat is called the hell nah from Victor Wembanyama. It is when a player tries to score and sees Victor Wembanyama in the paint and says, hell no, because I don't want to be part of those 9 or 10 blocks that he does. And the other one, number 2, is a hysterical laugh, which is what we're all doing watching this. When you see Wemby do something,
come on.
That was the
you
one.
cannot have words, and you just laugh hysterically because of what he's doing. And the third stat that we have, which actually I think we can have a trackable stat, it's called the Wemby. It's when he does this, when he blocks a shot, as he blocked 2 here, and then he goes back on the other side of the court and is the person that scores off of that block.
Yeah.
It is not only a sign of what he can do in transition, but it's how demoralizing he is. We saw that against the Pelicans earlier in the highlight with that layup. The Wemby is actually something that indicates how good he is offensively in transition and how dominant he is defensively. It's a stat that he can own.
I like it. I mean, look, I also think we have forgotten that this man suffered a DVT, a blood clot, at the end of last year. And every time I hear him after the game, people say, what did you do this summer? How have you changed? I was like, he said, I know what it's like to have the game taken from me. I know what it's like to have almost everything taken from me. And he's playing with a fire and a ferocity that we haven't seen the first 2 years. In the first couple years, he was amazing. But sometimes it looked like he was settling for threes. He wasn't as aggressive. Now he drives in there like, I'm playing the last game. Like, he plays every single night like it could be his last game.
Well, Mark, you and I were there, as I mentioned, in Dallas. He's bigger, thicker, stronger. You could see the definition on his arms, particularly. But there seems to be, I would imagine, some sort of motivation here as well. I mean, we've documented his offseason, the Shaolin monks, and training with Akeem. But what do you think the motivation is?
Might be Chet.
Oh.
His rival growing up in international play.
Rival, yeah. They've been going back to under 20s, under 18 even, right? And Chet got a championship.
Yeah, he got a ring.
Wemby doesn't have a championship. So I was told by somebody inside that room that Wemby is motivated by Chet having one up on him on the championship. And, but George, I'm going to go back to what we looked at the other day. I think the thing is that makes it so amazing is none of us saw this coming.
Not this leap.
Yeah,
right.
Like now all of a sudden you're talking about the Spurs being a contender, Spurs being a playoff team. That first play, that baseline play, I think when me and you looked at each other, I was like, okay, this is different. This is angry. This is about Chet. This is about the universe. This is about what Akeem told me to do. And this is about making it easier for me because I think he was settling too much with the jumpers. If he played like that against USA in the gold medal game,
right.
We're talking about something different right now.
Yeah. Now,
but he's on a vengeance tour.
It's funny because in the postgame, and you and I talked about what I would chat with him about in the postgame. We talked about his offseason, and it was the things I mentioned, Akeem, the Shaolin monks training, and NASA. And he said, well, NASA had nothing to do with it. And I'm like, bro, you an alien. Like, what are you talking about? Of course NASA has something to do with it.
Shaolin.
But let's talk about the Spurs as a whole now.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of veteran guys. Vassell's been there for a minute. Keldon Johnson has been there 6 years. He has the longest drought for a Spurs player to not be in the postseason at 6 years in their history, which is crazy. Wow. He's a good player. Harrison Barnes, a veteran guy, and they got some young guys. What do you think the expectation should be for this Spurs team this season?
I'm going to take you back 2007. LeBron and the Cavs, right? And LeBron's, early in his career, and the story here was that this dude is the future of the league, right? Next thing you know, you look up, and LeBron James is beating the Detroit Pistons. They're in the finals. That when you have a GOAT level player, the future becomes now very, very quickly. I think Wembanyama We're looking at somebody who could make that same similar leap. But we're talking about this dude as the future of the league, and then suddenly you look up and he's in the Western Conference Finals playing the Thunder, because this guy is showing that he can take this team to the very next level because of what he's been doing.
I will say this.
Go.
It was LeBron and the miracles.
Yeah. you.